Mhm. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Once again, I got a wonderful message for you this morning, and it's coming to you live from station WEBM. That's wonderful, Eddie B. Marcus, operating smack down from the top of the sky where the spiritual realm is to wherever you are. And I hope this message go in and about you and serve you as does your blood that goes through your veins, and that it will give you life. This message is dedicated to Democrats and some Republicans. I am seeking the office of United States Senator from the state of Minnesota, and I need the support of you Democrats. And let me give you some scenario that you might understand where I'm coming from. You know, when you think of Democrats, you basically compare them to another party, the Republican Party. Now, what is the difference between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party? Well, there might be all kinds of definitions that might be given, but the ordinary citizens that you see in Main Street or down on the corners protesting, they see it a little different. And the easiest way for them to see it is like this. If you got 10 people that need support, that need help, and you took a Republican and a Democrat before these people, maybe not at the same time, but separate, but going before the same people, and asking them what they would do to support this particular situation. Well, the Republicans would look at them and say, well, I think I can help about 2 of them. And they'll walk away feeling good, knowing that they were able to help somebody. We couldn't help them all, but we helped somebody. We helped 2. So you bring a Democrat up, and you say, well, we got these remaining. They need support. What would your suggestion be? Well, since 2 of them are gone already, the Democrats will recognize that the Republicans probably took those, and they got to be better than the Republicans. So they might decide to take maybe 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Leaving 5 or 4. And then they'd walk away saying, we were the Democratic Party. We care more than the Republicans do about the people. But you still got 4 or 5 people sitting there with no help whatsoever, rejected by Republicans and Democrats. Now, for so long, I was a Democrat. And my attitude was not that the Democrats were perfect. They were a long way from being perfect. But they seemed to have a little bit more compassion than the Republicans. That's what happened in this last election. Republican, Donald Trump. Democrat, Ms. Clinton. But here's what happened when I talk to you about the specifics of it, the dynamics of it. My son also was a Democrat. But he became a Republican under Donald Trump. And when you ask them why, it's because every time the Republicans and the Democrats did something, especially the Democrats that he had put his trust in, when they walked away from the 4 or 5 that were still remaining, he happened to be one of the 4 or 5 remaining. And so to him, the Democrats meant nothing. Not that the Republicans meant so much. They do talk about money a lot. But the fact that Donald Trump came in talking about those that were left out. Same as Barack Obama. Talked about them but did nothing really. And here's Trump. So he wants to give Trump a chance. And since you are listening to me, asking you to consider me for the United States Senate, you might ask me, why didn't my son listen to me? And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why most folks that who ever listened to me before don't anymore. It's because I talk about the whole 10. I don't walk away with 2. I don't walk away with 3 or 4. I walk away with 10. But one thing about walking away with 10, the Republicans don't embrace that. Neither do the Democrats. And the psychology has been, you can't help them all. And so we have been what we are. But I come to you, ladies and gentlemen, and tell you that now we are really being challenged. Many of you don't like Donald Trump for all of the various reasons you can think of. But Donald Trump seems to be moving right on step in step. There's a game that's being played that's psyching Americans out. He's walking step in step. I call him the enemy of the people. He says the media is the enemy of the people. I call him the media, the enemy of the people. And why? Because he stands before you, he lies, he's everything that you can think of that seems to be evil. He does it before the American people. And he sends his little people on the outside to try to make the other folks think that it's not like that. But what will end up happening, ladies and gentlemen, is eventually the whole nation will be falling behind Donald Trump. And the world will see the whole nation as liars and cheaters and haters and bigots. That's exactly what you will become. And you, the Democrats, speaking about what Donald Trump has done, what he will do, and that you are not like him is not good enough. It's not good enough for my son. It's not good enough for those people who've been left out there on that stage waiting for support to come along all the time. It's not good enough. And I believe that some of you, I might be wrong, but I believe that some of you have compassion for those up there too, the ones that's left behind. I believe some of you Republicans got compassion for those that's left behind. But you just don't have a champion. I am that champion. If you want to help everybody, as if the ones that were left up there were you, if somebody was on the street beating you side their head with a baseball bat and you were standing around, people were standing around the crowd, wouldn't you want somebody to help you? Or would you just want them to stand there and say, well, I don't want to get hit, or it might be a danger to me, and let that one get beat down to the ground or killed? Would you like that if that individual were you? Well, that's the stage that's been set, ladies and gentlemen, for it to happen to you. Now, when I ask you to support me, Democrats, I want you to know that you can lose going the way you're going. You're not highlighting how great you could be in the future. You're basically just saying you are different than Trump. Well, they know that. They know you'll take 1 or 2 more people. You'll help 1 or 2 more than Trump. But it is not sufficient. It is time out for that game. It is the game now that says everybody's important. As spokesman and advocate for basic human rights for all people, I give all credit for everything that we can see, touch, and feel, and any other expression of the senses that we have as an ability that comes from God Almighty. It didn't come from you, and it didn't come from me. And the fact that I exist and you exist on this earth has only to do with the ability that God has given humankind to perpetuate in it. But the fact that mankind exists comes from God. And everything that is in your body and what it does for your body comes from God, not you. In fact, when you start messing with it, you give yourself cancer and diabetes and all that other kind of stuff. But you also have a gift that allows you to participate in the creative process of those essentials that are necessary for not only your survival, but the survival of every human being on the face of the earth. Why would you take any of those away from somebody? Why would you make sure that the only way people can get health care is if they can afford it? Why would you make sure that the only time a person can have a place to live is if they can afford it? Why would you take away their gifts to participate in the creative process that would allow them to experience all those things that have been made, that have been participated in by the hands of humankind? Why would you deny that? And in today, this is a Sunday morning, we'll be packing the churches talking about God's love. God's love. Now, a moment ago, the question was asked, why wouldn't my son participate with me Why wouldn't those who know of what I'm speaking for, why won't they support it? Because they've been watching me, and they've been watching you for 35 years. And for 35 years, you have not given a darn about everybody. You haven't cared one iota about those people that's left behind. They've seen you. They've watched you. They've seen the proposal been put before you, and they've seen you walk away. Not even with your heads bent down. Walk away playing games like you don't care at all. So what they see is that the message that I champion to you is nothing but something that rolls off. You pay no attention to it. So why should they support something that cannot pass without you? The question and the answer is this: why do I continue to support it when nobody else, as far as I know, in the country supports it? Why do I still give voice to it? Because it's right. I give voice to it because it's right. I give voice to it because it is an expression of the Spirit of God that has been imbued in me. And though you can't see it, you won't take away my vision. You see those people, those 10 up there that's waiting for support? By the power of God and the Spirit of God in me, we're going to help them. I'm just giving you a chance to get on board. Thank you very much.